You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold and the Beautiful fans, I've got your early weekly spoilers. For October 7th through the 11th, we're going to see Taylor Hayes fighting her fate and Katie Logan a little bit scared. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and as we always do on Early Edition Day, we start with what's coming the rest of this week to get you ready for the spoilers for next week. With that in mind, Wednesday, October 2nd, we have Ridge Forrester pressuring Taylor Hayes to go get a second opinion. For a smart woman, she is acting kind of dumb, for lack of a better word. She's a physician. She knows how important it is to have an expert in whatever field your illness is to do a proper diagnosis and testing, but she is resisting. However, Ridge is going to push back really hard on Wednesday, and he has vowed to be there at her side as he promised he would. I'm sure Brooke's going to wonder where they took off to, but there is no time to waste, and it looks like he is going to have her reach out to contact that cardiologist. Remember, she's got some referrals from Lee, and by Thursday, the two of them are in front of a doctor getting her heart checked out properly. Meanwhile, Will talks to his mom, Katie, some more about that Forrester Creations internship. Remember, on Tuesday's episode, she was showing him all this stuff and really setting him up for it. And Will is totally sold. So Katie takes him to talk to co-CEO Steffy. And he tells her that he really, really wants this internship. And of course, she's probably going to have the same kind of question that Katie did, like, are you sure you want to be at Forrester Creations and not at Spencer Publications? Will is quite certain. He's a little disenchanted with his dad lately, and he definitely wants to be at Forrester Creations. And when he says he's sure, she agrees. Thursday, October 3rd on Bold and the Beautiful, we have got the return of Dr. Grace Buckingham. She is going to be the expert who is running tests on Taylor's heart. And of course, Ridge is hoping for there to be some treatment option, some sort of hope, while Taylor herself is being quite fatalistic. She has decided that she's dying, and that's what she has come home to do. And certainly things look dire when she collapsed after seeing Brooke and Ridge making sexy bedroom promises in front of her. That same day, Bill Spencer is going to open himself up to Katie. He really wants a reunion, and he puts it all out there, lays his cards out, and makes himself vulnerable. And that's going to leave this big decision in Katie's hands. Friday, October 4th, Taylor has a diagnosis, and it sounds like it may be slightly different than what she got from her other doctor. And that's because she's skeptical of it. Now, she completely accepted the one doctor's word saying that she's dying. So her being skeptical sounds to me like Dr. Buckingham has turned up something different, or, you know, maybe some options there. Katie talks to Brooke on Friday about her fears. You know, what happens if she commits to Bill and it doesn't go well. All right, heading into the week of October 7th through the 11th with Taylor fighting fate and Katie's fears. After getting Taylor to a specialist, it sounds like Ridge may have some optimism. And again, the whole thing about her being skeptical of her diagnosis sounds definitely like there may be some sort of option, even if it's something drastic like a heart transplant. You know, she has resigned herself to this slow descent into death, and it sounds like there may be a lifeline. But will Taylor resist treatment and Ridge has to force her hand? He promised her that he would not tell Steffy and Thomas about her illness, but if she keeps fighting, exploring these options, you know, maybe because she doesn't want to get her hopes up or whatever nonsense they've written. And I do think if she won't pursue these other avenues, then Ridge may have to break his promise and spill to his kids. And also, we have to wonder if he is going to open up to Brooke and tell her what's going on with Taylor. I'm certain Ridge will want to do that. And Brooke has already noticed that Taylor seems off. And if Brooke has questions, I feel like he may go ahead and tell her, because the only promise he made to Taylor that I heard was that he wouldn't tell Thomas and Steffy. That's not covering Brooke, right? That's a whole nother issue. Katie remains unsure about whether she can trust Bill Spencer. Their son Will doesn't want her to take a risk. He does not think his dad is worth it and thinks his dad is going to break his mom's heart again. Of course, Katie talked to Brooke about it. And obviously her big fear is letting Bill break her heart again, and maybe she won't recover this time. And of course, it being very upsetting for Will if Bill does wrong by her again. Carter really wants to date with Hope, and he is turning on the charm. I think it's not going to be too long until she gives in. What I really hope is that Bold and the Beautiful does something unusual and shows us an actual romance with them rather than just office nookie. You know, Hope went straight from that breakup conversation with Liam to hopping right into bed with Thomas. They never dated. Carter usually dives in head first. We don't see him on a lot of dates. It'd be nice to have some actual romance on our soap opera. Ashleigh Brewer is back as Ivy Forrester, by the way. And I want to share this with you and the debut dates because this ties into why they are having Will Spencer take an internship at Forrester Creations. So they have created a niece for Ivy. Her name is Electra Forrester. She is John Forrester, who is Eric's brother. She's John's granddaughter. So the first air date for Electra is October 22nd, and it should be the same approximate date for Ivy's return as well. And, you know, both of these ladies might get into some romance. I believe that Will, as an intern at Forrester, is going to be pursuing her. And so will RJ, who was pursuing the last intern who turned out to be a homicidal maniac. And just to be clear, although Electra's last name is Forrester, there is no shared DNA between her and RJ to prevent a romance. If you don't remember, Ridge's kids, Steffy, Thomas, and RJ, are all Maronis by blood, not Forresters. He has Stephanie Forrester, his mom, in common with his other siblings, Rick and all of them, Thorne, you know, but his dad, Eric, is not his bio dad. So don't be creeped out just because they share a last name. Although, you know how Bold is with stuff like this. It is still kind of creepy because they're family, but no blood relation. All right, that's it. Thanks.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.